Today I've come down to the end of a road near Hilston. The purpose of this is to have a look at the King Charles III coastal path. Yeah, the coastal path runs up past here. So I was going to have a look at it, but first I'm just going to go up the road a bit, back up the road, to have a look at a mere. See these trees? For anyone who doesn't know, the reason these trees have this slope on them, a very good reason, it's to do with the prevailing wind. And so when I say prevailing, it's that prevailing that it pushes these trees and bushes over at an acute angle. So if you're ever in this area and you haven't got a compass, middle of the night, have a look, see which side the slope of the trees is on, and that's north. So we've come to this bit of road, or this track, down here. It's not a big area. I just think it's quite fascinating that it's stuck here. It's very definitely, look at the slope there and the slope there. So we're definitely in the bottom of a valley. So this mere has been here for a long time. Yeah, farmers are starting to plough the fields, plough the stubble back in, ready for next year. So, this is a mere through here. That rhymes. Someone's already been through here, made a bit of a path. Actually, I think it could be deer. Don't know whether you can see that. There is open water there. Let's see if we can get around the side. Rained earlier, so I'm getting a bit wet on my legs. No, I can't seem to find a way around it. Maybe that was the best view I could get. Google Maps shows it much more open. Never mind. Some of me curiosity has been satisfied. Yeah, so from here right over there, it's a huge area. It's all silted up with reeds. But I suspect that in the middle there is open water. This is where a drone would have been useful. Maybe I could persuade Keith to bring his drone here one day. I mean, people regularly drive down here. Apart from getting down here to this point, really is nowhere to go. I'm just wondering whether people come down here fishing. I would imagine that there are fish in the pond. This whole area was once owned by monks, I believe at Mukes, and then land was owned by the family who owned, what was it called? Burton Constable Hall. So the monks certainly, I'm sure, would have had fish in there. So I've just had another look at the OS Maps app, and it shows a path going down this side. So I will see if I can get anywhere. Yeah, there is a path here. Butterfly dance. Might be something up here. Give it a sneaky look. Got a gap in the hedge here. It's one of them alien launching pads. So definitely a path here, and definitely open water over there. Again, a drone would have been useful. I do apologise, Mr. Farmer, for going across your field. There appears to be a path down here that runs the length, but it's so overgrown I couldn't use it. Yeah, see through this little gap here. Might be a bit dark to see, but it appears there's a path there. It's really overgrown. If anyone watching this has ever been fishing in this mere, it would be interesting to know. Is that teasel? I'm used to teasel with one massive seed pod at the end, but I haven't really seen this type. It does feel like a teasel. I'm coming up this way. Let's go back up this way towards the cliff top again. We've got this coastal path, runs through here. Farmer has very kindly deposited several tons of topsoil in this gate. I can understand if you don't want vehicles going on here, but presumably the path comes up here as it points this way. Can't see any evidence of anyone else on here. Problem with this coastal path is how long it stays in place. And if we have a bad winter, lots of storms, it could be washed away. Now what is interesting is there's been all this flap and pomp and pageantry and whatever else about King Charles III coastal path. So I thought to myself, I'll be able to find out where it runs by going on to the website. Well, go onto the website and what do I see? Lots of stuff from the people that set it up saying how important I am, how clever I am. This is what we've done. This is what we've achieved. Go onto the home page, you will not find a tab that says maps. So what is the point of that website other than a bunch of rich people getting richer and approving a website that's neither use nor ornament for the ordinary person? It's not like it's the only time that these people do this type of thing. They're all that full of their own importance that they forget why they're doing it, who they're working for, and who they should please. And the people they should be pleasing are the people who pay their salaries, the ordinary person. Anyway, rant over with. So I'm going on the northern side of this path at the minute. See a couple of things in the distance and point out to you when we get on top of this ridge. I saw a guy on a cycle earlier. I think he came from this direction, came south on this path, because there are some tyre tracks on this side of the path. So here we are, next to Muckheap. Been here a while. Got some right stuff growing there. So there we've got Admiral Store's Tower, which we visited before, and then to the right of that we've got that wood there, which is that triangular wood we visited on the same day, and then there is a path that goes to the edge of that woodland there. But it doesn't go anywhere, it stops before that woodland. Time's out. Right, you see them brown patches there? They are part of the Bronze Age forest that we saw again earlier in another video. There's a small patch there, just the end of this inlet. Goes quite a way up the coast. Can't figure out what that is. I think it's a massive long dung heap. See how dry the land is? All these cracks in the ground. Massive cracks. Nowhere near the cliff edge. Got there. Got there, Hilston Church. We had a look at that as well, didn't we? Yeah, I was right. The path doesn't go on the cliff edge here, so I was right walking on the land side of this dungy. Looks like this field was harvested for hay. Hey, who knows? Bit of a blob in the water there, or just on the beach. Let's see what it might be. Got a photograph of it, so I can have a look later, but doesn't look like anything anyone should know about. Some high cliffs here. Yeah, tide's coming in now. So that's the view over the cliff. I can hear voices coming from somewhere in the distance. Don't know where they're coming from. Very, very faint. Get up to the top of this next ridge, then we'll decide what we're going to do. Maybe that's where the voices came from. Way in the distance, someone starting up fishing, round about where the car is. So out there, that tower sticking out of the sea is the end of a gas pipeline. I think it comes in from the North Sea gas fields. Let's get a photo. Right, we'll just carry on down here. This is where there's a bridge across the drain. This will be the same drain where I found that three-cornered wood on the previous video. Wonder if there's a no swimming sign on this one. So we've got a lovely new bridge, and I noticed confirming that this is King Charles III England coast path. Don't look for a map, really don't. Done a good job with the bridge. Land drain coming out there, and then even more posh gate here. And then up there there's another gate. Oh yeah, there's a post there with a yellow top marking the path to that gate. Well, I'm going to turn around now. Now I know where the path comes. And like I say, don't trouble yourself looking for any kind of maps, because they don't deem you important enough to know where it is. Just that it's been created and you should be thankful and subservient. At the moment, along the coast here, fishing has been atrocious. There's been hardly any reports at all, and what there have been of small fish. However, the inshore fisheries people did do a visit along the coast last couple of days. Must have been a quiet time for all those foreign trawlers not coming into our waters, measuring the fish and making sure there weren't too many fish of any particular species being taken. I'm sure they could have found something better to do. I suppose someone fishing on the beach is a bit like low-hanging fruit. Before I came here, I had a look for the eggs. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any eggs for sale for quite a few days. I think it's because people have beaten me to it. I will prevail one day. I will prevail. When we look beyond from that point round to where we've just been, beautiful countryside, because as we come around, we get the wind turbines. Oh, and rain coming down there. Another one over there. So there is still some life left in the water table around here. A couple of hours ago we did have some really heavy downpours, but they've hardly wet the ground, and obviously it's disappeared down the cracks in the field, so it's not sat anywhere. That object we saw is now covered by the sea. Come back to that heap of muck. It should be well rotted down now for the farmer to use. This is what annoys me. This is what annoys me. This. Right, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And someone's thrown rubbish. What's wrong with taking it home? They carried it here. It weighs a lot less taking it back home because it's empty. Some people just, I don't know, speechless. Big piece of cliff slipped off there. And here, look at that. All on its way down there. Well, I did find my way around eventually. Confirmed that this is part of the King Charles III path. It's been a really nice walk. Didn't meet anyone. No, that's maybe not a good thing really, because it means it won't be used by many people. But hopefully in time it will be used. And all I had was the sound of the sea, my footsteps, the grass against my feet, and the silence. Very nice. upkeep. Thing with this upkeep is it's a sign of stuff going round and round and round. It'll go on back on the land and it will go into the wheat plants and it will go into the wheat seeds, which is ground up into our bread and cakes and cereal. Now back to the car. Let's have a quick look for that guy fishing. We've got these blocks at the end of the road. The arrow looks like the Rex MOD. And then I think this bit of road needs resurfacing. Yeah, there we are, comes to an end. So that up there is the path to the south. I'll give that a go in another day, see if it comes up from Tunstall.